just going through the review of factoring, what is it that I've been doing to figure this out? And you've heard me saying it, but what you want to do is if your leading coefficient is 1, start at the back and just kind of bounce forward. So you'll hear me say what multiplies to like 15, but adds to give me 8. That is what I'm doing with that last term and then bouncing backwards to the front. Now it is a positive 8 because of this plus here. Even if you didn't know immediately, it wouldn't take you very long to figure that out because you can just start to run through all the things that multiply to 15. 1 and 15, no. The next thing goes into it is 3, and bingo. 3 times 5 is 15, 3 plus 5 is 8. If you did not have a number in front of x other than the understood 1, then you don't have to do anything else except for write your factoring x plus 3 and x plus 5. I'll go through these pretty quickly because, again, it's going to be that bounce back all the time. Bouncing back. What multiplies to 45 and adds to give me negative 14. Now, the only way you're going to get two numbers that add to the negative really is just make both the numbers negative. A negative and a negative is going to give me the negative. So what multiplies to 45? 1 and 45? 2, no. 3 and 15? No. 4 and, no. 5 and 9. So see, you just kind of have to go through until you find them. And 5 times 9 is 45. Negative 5 plus negative 9 is negative 14. So now I have x minus 5 and x minus 9. Next one multiplies to 32 and adds to negative 8. Well, what multiplies to 32? 1 and 32? No. 2 and 16? No. 3 doesn't go. 4 and 8? No. 5 doesn't go. 6 doesn't go. 7 doesn't go. 8. Oh, well, I've already met myself then. 4 and 8 didn't work, but yet I've already worked my way up to 8. This one is not factorable. So that's how you would know that we would need to go use the quadratic formula. This one does not work, but it doesn't take too long to figure that out. What multiplies to 6 adds to give me 5. It's important that you recognize it adds because of this right here, what multiplies to 6, but adds to 5, because if it had to subtract, we'd have different numbers. But 2 and 3 add to 5, so I have x plus 2, x plus 3. What multiplies to 44, but subtracts to give me negative 7. So 1 and 44, 2 and 22, 3 doesn't go, 4 and 11, oh look, 4 minus 11 is negative 7. Multiplies to 15, but subtracts to equal negative 2. I'm just going to kind of do that up there. 3 times 5, but if I put 3 minus 5, I do get the negative 2. The order makes a difference, though. If you put 5 minus 3, it may multiply to the right thing, but you're not going to get the right difference. Multiplies to 90, but subtracts to negative 1. 9 minus 10. 9 times 10 is 90. 9 minus 10 is negative 1. So I have x plus 9 and x minus 10. So besides the ones that all have that leading coefficient of 1, you know, they just start with a plain x squared. What if they have another number in front? So I know this looks hard. It's really just got a couple of extra steps in it. we're going to start by multiplying that first number in, and then we will finish by dividing that first number out. So when we do this one, if I could draw some lines up above it, I'm going to start off by saying 2 times 30, and that gives me 60. And then I need to know what multiplies to 60 but adds to negative 17. So see, I've still got the adds. I've still got the negative 17. And we're not going to worry about these denominators until that very end. So you just start thinking about what multiplies to 60 but adds to 17. 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 3 and 20, 4 and 15, 5 and 12. Okay, well, if I put 5 and 12, they add up to positive 17, so I make them both negative, so I get negative 17. Then, after you've done that, you put them over that first number again. We start with it and we end with it. Negative 5 over 2 does not reduce, but negative 12 over 2 reduces to negative 6. Now, if you have a bottom number, it says bottoms up, bottom number goes up front. You want to take this 2 and swing it to the front of your parentheses. So we end up with 2x minus 5. And then our other one, we didn't have a bottom number, or you could say it's a 1, but we just end up with x minus 6. We'll take that leading coefficient, multiply it in at the beginning, and then we take that leading coefficient and divide it out at the end. So let's do a couple of these. Remember, we're going to start with that arc and then bounce. So I end up with 2 times 3 is 6. What multiplies to 6 but subtracts to give me 5? Well, here's 6 minus 1. 6 times 1 is 6, but 6 minus 1 is 5. I started with the leading coefficient of 2. I need to finish with that coefficient. Reduce the part that reduces, so this first one just becomes 3. So I have x plus 3. And now for the bottom one, swing the bottom number up to the front. So you have 2x minus 1. And that's factored. Next one will be 6. Start with the leading coefficient. So 6 times 4 is 24. And that's doing the 6 times 4 is 24. What multiplies to 24 but adds to negative 11. So it has to add to negative 11. 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8. Bam, 3 and 8. Because 3 plus 8 is 11. If I want to make them negative, I just make both the 3 and the 8 negative. Put them both over my leading coefficient. Now, both of these reduce. So this first one reduces to negative 1 over 2. And the second one, I can divide both of those by 2, and I get negative 4 over 3. Bottoms up. Bottom number swings up to the front. So I have 2x minus 1 and 3x minus 4. And that is factored. Okay, so that's kind of the end of our review with factoring. Don't forget to send me a question if you have any, whether it's email or ask my instructor. I'll be looking to hear from you.